What's happening, everybody?
Yo.
Yo.
What's everyone got going on today?
Oh, yeah. Whole lot of nothing. Doing lots of fight homework. Other than that, smoking a cigar,
Bro,
drinking some booze. Good loving. Good living.
I wish that we could get faster lines in Michigan than we do, man. I tell you that much. Or earlier lines is
Yeah.
probably the more appropriate word. What's happening, Dead Picks?
Joe, I've got good news for you, bro.
What's that?
Giants shut out the Jays today, 3-0. Let's go.
That's hockey or something?
That was good.
You said hockey?
I think that's what he's talking about.
Wiffle Ball League. Live on
I'm not
TikTok.
sure. I'm not sure. We'll give man. Let me see. I got a few of them here. So Ilya Taporia came through.
Of course.
Didn't get to finish though. It looked.
You know what he
like
did though?
What's
he answered
that
question. He answered that false ass narrative about cardio. That's for sure.
He did. He saw he fucking shut all that up real fast.
He said, "What? You want me to whoop your ass for 25 minutes? Fine, I'll whoop your ass for 25 minutes." And that's exactly what he did.
I know. I was waiting to hear everybody try to come back with because he rocked him in the beginning of the fifth. You know, the Nate Diaz style fans for Emmett talking about he almost had him or something. I'm like, these motherfuckers better not start with this.
Emmett's a dog.
Yeah, he is. I feel like Emmett, man, he's taking some beatings. I don't know. That shit was rough.
His
I
eye
felt
was swollen shut. Like, it was awful.
And I feel like that's not the first time we've seen that. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like we've seen that same eye all fucked up before. Like some Rocky shit, you know, it's going to be that eye. I'm not being funny.
Yeah, it did get fucked up pretty bad. Was it Max?
No. Oh, Griffin. Yeah, Max Griffin.
I gotta look it up.
It shouldn't be too hard to get over there. You guys scratch it or bet it. Taporia could beat Max Holloway right now.
Bet it.
I'll bet it just because I don't like Holloway.
You don't like Holloway? What the hell's the reason for that?
Man, we've been through
His
this,
nose?
man. Joe's agreed. I'm pretty sure.
His nose is really
man. He's
crazy.
a snooze for me, bro. Nah, I don't know. He's a decision guy. You know, I'm not into the decision fights.
I mean, mainly because he doesn't have the power, not because he's not an entertaining fighter or doesn't go for finishes. I mean, he's always up to scrap and lands tons of strikes, so you got to give him the respect of that. But yeah, for some reason he doesn't have the finish quality. But it's not like Volk's, murdering people.
Yeah, that's why I don't like him either.
Then why do you like Muhammad?
It's not like I'm like,
Yo, who's murdered Volkanovski, though?
I hope Yair does, if I'm being honest. All right. Scratch it or bet it. Taporia could beat Volkanovski right now.
Yeah, no.
Scratch.
Yeah, scratch it.
Scratching my head right now. Just can't believe you asked that question.
Gotta ask that question. If he beats Max, what's left, right?
Gets a shot, doesn't mean he beats him.
I mean, I don't know. I think someone will solve the Volk problem. I don't think he'll go on and then retire with the belt unless he does it soon.
Age is the only thing taking out Volk right now.
And it will take him out. It will take him out.
Takes everybody out.
What's the did you look at the write-up at all, Rhino, or no?
I mean, I've done 3 days of research, so I can read the scorecards on who we got. That's what you're asking.
No. I mean on last week. Did you see the scorecards on so
Oh, I
I
can pull
thought
them
the
up.
50-42 was super justified is all I'm saying.
Oh,
It was super justified. There were definitely 3 10-8 rounds. Um
damn.
yeah. The
Nah, bro.
fact
One
that
of them gave a 10-7 round.
in the
Really?
fourth, I know.
Yeah.
Christopher Lee gave it 10-7 in the fourth.
I've never
For
seen one, bro.
That's
There should
crazy.
have been
so
a few more. There should have
yeah,
been a
so to
few
be
more.
honest, by the new scoring criteria, Christopher Lee scored that fight fucking perfectly. Um, and I'm not like trying to like just stand on a podium because I can. Dude, if you go look up the unified rules, I have the link on the website. If you go look it up, bro, it's there should be so many more 10-8s, and it should be much more frequent to see a 10-7 than it is. I think Christopher Lee nailed it. I think his card was right spot the fuck on. I don't know.
I agree a
I
million times on that, man. There's lots of rounds that should be 10-8.
Yeah, it was redefined, but the judges don't seem to enforce that shit. What happened before that? Oh, Macy Barber with her KO. Scratch it or bet it. Macy Barber can compete in the top, could beat someone in the top 5 right now. That gives you, outside of the champ, that gives you Andrade, Blanchfield, Santos, Farrat, Shevchenko. You think she can beat one of them?
Of course, it's WMMA.
Who though? I'm not even fucking around. I don't see how she gets
I
any
just
of
need
them.
her to beat one of them, so I'm going for it. That was the bet.
Who is I don't know.
And maybe
Caitlin,
Andrade though.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, bro. Maybe not though, to be fair. Before that on Tafa Lane. So I did see the report that Tafa said that what did he say? I want to make a big shout out to the UFC staff for getting me to the hospital straight after the fight was called, cleared of any major damage to both eyes, but both eyes did suffer some damage. I don't really see the other eye get it, so whatever. But apparently his eyes are all right for the no contest. Onama's KO went over 1.5. Brendan Allen did exactly what he was supposed to do. First round submission. Neil Magny, split decision. Philip Rowe. Philip Rowe got robbed. I'm not. I was on Rowe because I don't like Magny, so I'm just spamming a little bit.
I tried telling you. Bro. Neil
Bro,
Magny.
it's not like Magny went out there and stunned on his ass. It was a split decision, bro. It's
But
not.
that's what Neil does, bro. He wins those close, gritty, dirty fights.
Boring fights.
Man,
Not gritty and dirty.
Yo,
That was boring as hell. That was like the
thank you.
ice of the freaking card. Like everybody could have made a sandwich rather than fucking try to watch Peak knock him out. And freaking Neil Magny did exactly what he does, and that is nothing but ruins people's like parties that are starting to get
But that's what I
somewhere.
said he was going to do on Tuesday. I'm like, this is what Neil Magny does in a fight
You're
like
right.
this. He's going to
I
go
agree
out
with
and he's
that.
going to beat him.
Yeah, I agree
it
with
was
that.
almost as boring as that fixed fight in PFL.
That was terrible.
Well, you saw it, Joe?
I had to go back and watch it. I kind of fast forwarded through it after everything bro, come on. Like, what the fuck?
So I
Um,
didn't even realize they were training partners before. I just watched the fight and I'm like, what the hell? And then I started listening to the commentary and I'm like, oh, well, that kind of explains it because this shit's garbage.
bro, they should be suspended by the gaming commissions. I don't care what anybody says. there was live money on them fights. Them dudes should be in trouble. They know they understand what their job is. And if they don't, that's their fucking problem. MMA isn't what it used to be. So, yeah, you can't go out there and do that. Lots of people lost money. Like, say whatever you want, but like people probably really capped that fight. Handicappers probably really bet on it, and people can talk all they shit they want about people betting on sports and all that. Yeah, a lot of it is casual. There's a lot of guys that put in a lot of time to try to make educated bets to move units. We know a bunch of them guys. We are them guys on low levels, right? Yeah, I think them dudes should. Yeah, fuck them. They should be in
Yeah,
trouble.
but
I
shouldn't you
think they should
blame
lose.
referees for trying to speed it up or taking points for guys they believe stalling more than trying to dock
No,
guys to
bro.
fight?
So they rule sets are rule sets. That's different shit. Like PFL has their own rule set, right? Because they're a tournament, they get to make up all their own fucking rules
Yeah.
and scoring criteria, right? So like that's fixing a fight. Like you have your rule set, you have your criteria. That's fixing a fight. I don't whatever. It's rigging a fight, whatever terminology you want to use.
Like an
But
exhibition with Floyd Mayweather?
anybody think Brandon Allen could compete in the top 5 right now? Robert Whitaker, Jared Cantonier, Marvin Vittori, Paulo Costa, Dracus Duplessis.
Oh, Paulo
No.
Costa all
With
day.
Compete?
Win a fight. Beat any of those guys.
Yes.
He could beat
I think
Drakus. That's it. I'm with Dead Picks.
I think he could beat Marvin.
That's it.
That's it. His striking is not up to those guys' speed, bro. Not even close.
No,
I
Not
think he's
even
as good
fucking
as
close.
Marvin.
it's pretty good. Yo, this weekend he had a couple nice. He got hit a little bit and came back.
No, Marvin would outdog him easy. Easy.
He still got a knockdown, too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think he could get Marvin. I don't know if he could get Costa. I don't think he gets Dracus though. What's the other one I was gonna do? You guys think Randy Brown's ready to be in the top 15 yet?
Who's in
No.
the top 15? Sorry.
At 15.
Top 15. He's at welterweight. Top 15. I'll just ramble it off from 15 up. Michel Pereira, Jack Della. I mean, we know that. We know about that. Ian Gary, Chiesa, Magny, Luque, Brady, Neal, Thompson, Rachmanov, Burns, Chimaev, Mohammed, Covington, Usman, Edwards. I think I actually almost wrote it. Do you think he could beat Sean Brady? I think the Sean Brady fight with him would be a fun fight, or a good fight for him, rather. I don't think he's ready, though, man. I don't think he's ready.
Yeah, I
Who
was
are
gonna
we
say
speaking of?
Randy Brown. I was gonna say if anything, start him off like at 15 with Michelle Pierre, because I mean, I don't know, but like the rest of them guys, start him off, 15, work him up the ladder.
He faced the can this weekend though, so that didn't really help him.
Yeah, I give you that. It's like they wanted to build him back up after Jack Della caught him. Rebecca Rabzabov went over. Ricci Robertson went over. Zalgas did exactly what he's supposed to do and fucking lost. Trevor Peak lost. Big surprise. Big hurt for
Yo,
everybody.
Joe.
Yeah.
Great shit on that loss on Zalgas, dude. You call that, man. Good shit, bro.
Bro, that's just easy to know. Listen, Zalgas is probably going to get another UFC fight. He's going to lose that one too, okay, guys? He's going to lose that one too. I know it's going to be a layup, and they're going to be trying to pay him back.
Does he have another fight on his contract? Because he's totally getting cut, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
got to
fucking
get
know.
cut.
At some point, they got to be like, all right, kids, sorry. Peak broke everybody we know's hearts. Jack Jenkins won the decision. I feel like that's how that fight was supposed to go. Cedric Dumas.
You think Jack won
Cedricus
that fight?
Dumas. Yeah.
You think Jenkins won that fight?
Yeah.
No way. That was a bad decision, dude. There's no way he won the fucking third. There's one judge gave him a freaking 30-27.
Nah,
So
Joe went
one
to go get food during that fight, so he wasn't really
Yeah,
watching.
that was a bad decision. Emmers won that fight,
so,
in my opinion.
I agree. That was a robbery.
yeah, but those are probably the same judges that robbed Phil later. So, shit happens.
Doesn't mean it's right.
Uh, yeah, I mean Phil got robbed later. It's probably the same three judges if we look it up. I'm just saying. Just
Well,
whatever.
them guys need
Uh
to read the book.
Brundage in a decision. And then Emmett Taporia, Barber, and Onama. I'll be honest, Dana's got to come off his cheap ass because he should have gave Peak and Miracel a fucking bonus. He should have gave was it the Randy Brown fight that was a banger? He should have gave them a fucking bonus.
No, that was
Yeah, I
Nah,
don't.
boring
nah.
as hell.
Yeah,
Was
that
it?
fight was bad.
What was the other one? There was another really good one. I'm like drawing a blank right now because I'm all fucking high. Someone was it the Rebecca?
That was a
Somebody else.
decent one. What you call it? That guy
Oh,
Martial though, when he stepped in, dude, he should have got a bonus for sure, man. To step in and win like that.
yeah, that Peak fight was fucking. That was a crazy fun fight to watch. To be honest, I enjoyed that fight. I thought them boys were getting the bonus early
Yeah,
off
but
when
I'd
they did
also say that
that.
Pete freaking completely lost me for how much of them garbage freaking punches he throws. They're just stupid and don't make any sense. He looks like he's in street beefs.
I was on him last week because everybody else was, and I said that in the space. Whatever, shit happens. If you follow my over unders, get them in the DMs. I went only 2 for 5 on the unders, but I went 4 for 4 on the overs. I went 3 for 3 on money lines, and Taporia inside the distance was a no go. Overall, what I would have sent you is 6, 7, 8, 9 of 13 would have hit for you. I don't bet them money. I don't bet them. I fucking parlay them. So, that shit didn't all cash for me. But I finished up by like 3 fucking hundredths of a unit or something. Fuck the bookies. I didn't pay them. So that's good enough for me. All right. I thought Marin was gonna make it, but I don't see his ass tonight. Did he say something in the chat to you, Andrew?
Nope.
Well, that's all right. We'll cover his shit on the. We'll probably just have Rhino. You do every third tail of the tape over there.
I can do third.
Sweet. I'll kick the card off. Card is UFC Strickland versus Magomedov, also known as UFC on ESPN 48. The card will take place July 1st at the Apex facility in Enterprise, Nevada. I didn't type this out, but I know that's part of the Las Vegas metropolitan area. First fight of the night is Alexander Romanov versus Ivanov. I can't say it, man. I don't know. I try not to say it wrong, man. Is it? I can't say it. I can't say the dude's name. So it's Romanov
Blagoy Ivanov.
Blagoy. I can't say it unless someone else says it. I can't. I'm sorry. So it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say Romanov and Ivanov anyways. Romanov 6'2", 75 inches of reach, fights southpaw. Ivanov's 5'11", 70 inches of reach, fights southpaw. Both of these guys are big men weighing in at 250 or heavier every time. Both guys land over 3 strikes per minute. Striking accuracy 40-50%. Ivanov absorbs 4 per minute. Romanov only absorbs 2 per minute. Romanov has a crazy high takedown average, 5 per every 15 minutes. Both men are coming off of a loss. I did a small write-up on this fight. I think the UFC wants Romanov to finish Ivanov early to get the card moving, based on the fact that openers usually have good finishes or early finishes on them. I mean, I know they can't make that happen every time, but it seems like they try to make it happen. I know Romanov had 5 straight finishes before the majority loss to Taipira and getting KO'd by Volkov in May. But Ivanov has been the distance in his last 8 fights, all 7 of his UFC fights. He's got 5 losses in 24 pro fights. They're all decision loss, or 4 of them are decision losses, and then he got choked out by Volkov in Bellator back in 2014. Romanov, um, if you're on Romanov, you have to believe he's going to get the takedown, but Ivanov's got 70% takedown defense, and he's never even been knocked down, not even once in the UFC. I don't think Romanov is going to be able to get Ivanov out of there like he thinks. I'm on the over 1.5, and I am seriously considering playing fight to go the distance. Anybody else looking at this fight at all?
Yeah, I will. I'll let you know my bet on Friday once the weigh-ins hit, because if Romanov is actually in shape and his mind is right, I think he wins this fight easily. But if he comes in looking like what he looked like last time, yeah, I want nothing to do with it. I think the line is interesting. It's like minus 130 right now. Opened, I think, at like minus 120. So if he's in shape, bro, I almost feel like that's a great line. But if he's not in shape, yeah, take the dog money. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what he looks like.
Yeah, so the global odds average right now has Romanov at minus 139 and Ivanov at plus 113. Um, I'm not, I'm not going to bet Ivanov. I mean, dude lost to Sakai. I would never bet on that. But I just don't see why Romanov will be able to get him out of there when nobody else can. I could be wrong. I don't see why. What is special about Romanov, in my opinion, that will do anything different than prior opponents?
I just
But
think he's big and he's strong. And when he capitalizes on his wrestling, he can dog walk a lot of guys in that division. Blagoy is like 40 something years old now. He looks so terrible. He's slow. It's just, yeah, if Romanov can get that wrestling going, it's done, bro. But like I said, if he comes in out of shape, I want nothing to do with him.
I do kind of agree with
Blagoy's
the over one and a
37.
half.
Blagoy's 37 and Romanov is 33. My bad,
I mean,
right now. What'd you say?
just that, you know, or Ivanov, however you say his last name. Ivanov is always, he always stays in a fight, even if he's getting his ass kicked. So I do feel that the over one and a half is something for a parlay.
Yeah, you guys know me. I'm trying to build 1.5, 2.5 over under parlays. That's kind of my thing. I take a few money lines, but over under is what I do. I'm gonna lap this out. I'm not gonna spend a ton of time on this fight. Andrew, what you got next?
So it looks like they switched up the order since I did this yesterday. Because I know the Garam fight was second. Now it's switched.
All right, and you covered the Quran fight.
I mean, I didn't really cover it all that much, but we can do the women's flyweight matchup.
Yeah, just hit it, and if you've got one
We
you
have
covered, make sure you shout it.
we've got Ivana Petrovic taking on Luana Carolina. Ivana Petrovic, she is making her UFC debut. I did not tape her at all, so I know nothing about her. However, she is quite a big favorite. She is minus 220 right now. Luana Carolina, the underdog, at plus 185. It looks like the over is heavily favorited, minus 245 for over 2.5, and the under 2.5 is plus 195. Luana Carolina, 8-4. She's 5'6" with a 69-inch reach, fighting orthodox. She's got some UFC experience. It looks like she is 4-3, although she is coming off of a couple losses. I don't really have too much on this fight at all. I didn't tape it. I have no interest in it. However, that over seems like a decent parlay piece. But yeah, that's what I got, Joe. Do you have anything on this one?
I think Petrovic gets it done. If you do just a quick Google on her, you can find some videos that are on like Facebook. I think there's one on YouTube, and then I think one was either on MMA Core or Reddit. I don't know. I can't remember. You just fucking find them wherever you can find them. Everything is fairly recent that you find. I thought everything was recent enough. I just kind of want to know who she was. I think she gets it done. I just think she's motivated. I think 29 is a really good age for fighters, especially fighters entering the UFC against the lower tiers of competition when they're on good rolls. Yeah, I just think Petrovic wins. I don't have huge reasoning why. I'll probably just parlay her in like a money line parlay. Her average odds right now globally minus 227, and Carolina is plus 180. So I don't know. Odds seem to line up. Bookies seem to line up with what I think, I guess. I'll say it that way. So I'm not real high on it. I didn't tape the shit out of it. I Googled the chick, and I know who Carolina is. So Luna, whatever you want to call her. Anybody else hot to bet this fight? Oh, what a surprise.
What a shocker.
I thought this was going to be conversation of the night. Rhino, what you got next, bud? We UFC stats for the order.
So I'm going Garoom, the Georgian Viking is the nickname, and Kutaladze. Kutaladze is what I'm going with. Kutaladze. I was pretty fucking close. I think I should win a unit for that. And Alves Brainer is the names. We've got Garoom, 12-3. He's got just the one fight with 15 minutes in the cage. He's got a 72-inch reach, 155, 5'11", orthodox stance, born in 92. Against Brenner, who's 14-3, one fight for 15 minutes. He's 5'10", 72-inch reach as well, orthodox. 5-year difference in age. I did a little bit of research on this. I mean, Guram is the high favorite, like minus 600. He's definitely a big prospect to win. This is a short notice fill-in fight. When I did do a little bit of research on it, so I mean, Garum's definitely the guy to pick if you're gonna go with a dog on this. I think you're taking some hell of chances and stuff like that, without a doubt, because everybody in the world's calling for a knockout on Garum. So I'm on that same side there. I mean, just looking at Tapology, out of 1,441 predictions, there's only 4% against Gurum. So unless anybody's got some real backgrounds into this 25-year-old and his one split decision fight, I just can't see that the guy. I mean, he's spent a little time in the ring. He's 14-3. He's got some unanimous decisions in small cards. Guys with, one's got an undefeated record. The other guy's 11-7. So I mean, he's on some submissions. that could possibly be a savior to him. But other than that, it looks like all Gurum for knockouts.
Yeah, so I say Garam. I don't know if I say it right or wrong. Yeah, as soon as I seen him, I was on him. This is the dude that beat Gamrot by split and lost to Ismagulov by split. Um, Man, I know who this guy is. Yeah, I was super on him off get. His global odds are minus 625 is his global average right now, and LV's Brenner is plus 429. I think betting LV's Brenner, even if you just want to take a dog shot, is throwing your fucking money away. Um, Garam is good for your parlay, I guess is how I'll call it. When they post a line, see what you can get for him inside the distance. I think he can grind the kid out. Yeah, I'm high on Garam. I think he's one of those future guys as long as he can I don't know, pull it back together, so to speak, after the loss. But yeah, I didn't feel like he looked like shit in the loss anyways.
Yeah, you're absolutely
Well,
right.
split decision.
I'm tailing my boy Dravi on this 2-team parlay, and Garam's definitely a part of it, man. I think there's just levels to this game, and I think Garam is a couple levels ahead of Brenner. He's faced much better competition. Um, he's the stronger guy. I love Garam's spirit. He's a fucking warrior when he goes out there. He beat fucking Gamrod, who everyone else is just so incredibly high on. So take it for what it is. But yeah, I think he dog walks this guy, to be honest. That's why the line says what it says.
Yeah, 10,000%. I'm not I'm not trying to kill it and just bounce forward. I don't even think there's much of a debate here for this fight. If anybody's got like a legit reason they're on the other side, throw the request up, put your hand up if you want it. But ain't nobody this. Yeah, we're gonna lap that out. I'm gonna go to the next fight. Let me get it in order here. Make sure they didn't switch me out. Yana Santos, formerly Yana Kutinskaya, versus Carol Rosa, women's featherweight fight. Which no, it's listed as a women's featherweight fight, but it is a women's bantamweight fight, right? What are they fighting
I
at?
have
You
no
no,
clue. I'm going with featherweight because that's what everything I'm looking at on Tapology.
the division just got killed though. That went whatever. Well, okay.
It's a surprise. I can give you that. I didn't think that there was a. I didn't know that they still had 145. It's like a
No,
ghost.
the rankings were completely removed from all of UFC's websites. Like not cleared. They fucking removed it. It's not there. Anyway, Santos is
It's coming back.
14-7, 5'6", 68 inches of reach, fights orthodox. Carol Rosa 16-5, 5'5", 67 inches of reach. So she's only given up 1 inch of reach, 1 inch of height. They also fights orthodox. Yana, born 89, Rosa, 94. Rosa, they've both recorded over 5 fights. Rosa lands at 5.5 per minute. Yana lands at 3.8 per minute. Rosa absorbs at 3.8 per minute, while Yana only absorbs at 2.8 per minute. They both have a striking accuracy of 55%. They both have a striking defense of 50%. They both average just over 1 takedown per 15 minutes. They have about 50% takedown accuracy. Rosa shows a little bit. She has a little bit better takedown defense by numbers. Both women are coming off of a loss. Yana was supposed to fight Macy, who pulled out, but she pulled out early. So I don't know how short of notice this is for Carol Rosa, but I don't think it's a full camp for her. Yana got KO'd by Irene. Yeah, so that doesn't look good either. I mean, I know, never bet on a fighter that's coming off of a loss like that. I think Yana is go the distance or bust. You can look at her record. She either goes the distance to beat you or she lost somehow, some way. She doesn't have any finishes in the UFC. Rosa has gone the distance in all 7 of her fights. I'm on the over 1.5, the over 2.5, and fight to go the distance. Yes, I'll look for which lines I like the best and figure out what parlays to build, but I'm taking all them shits on this fight. Andrew, you got anything on this one?
Over. Over, over, over. That's what I got.
Oh, and
Yeah,
make a sandwich. Make a sandwich.
I feel like it's a free fucking piece. Like, yeah, I just feel like it's a free fucking piece to take the over. What are the global odds on it? So Santos
Minus
is
300 right now. That's what I got.
is that for the
That's
over?
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rosa's minus 164 and Yana is plus 135, but yeah, it's going to be a decision either way, in my opinion. Usman, what's happening, bud?
Holy shit, bro. Dude, I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt, but oh my God, I think I just saw it. I've been complaining in the chats because I would love to bet fights by split decision. Holy shit, dude, they've got it. Let's go. Fight goes to
Yeah?
split decision plus 230. Oh, I'm betting that. You know I'm
You're
betting that.
taking it just on fucking principle, huh?
Dude, you have to. Are you fucking kidding me? It's a woman's fight where they go to a decision like 80% of the time. And then
Yeah.
with the judging the way it is, come on, bro.
Do they have as many splits in female MMA as they do in men's? Because I don't think that's true.
Usman, what you got, bro?
Yo, y'all got me?
Yeah.
First of all, what to do, guys? Yeah, I'm actually super interested in this fight. I haven't done any tape, just got in town from family vacation and shit. But I'll be taping this one pretty rough or pretty hard. And first thing that pops to mind is I think it's very interesting that Carol Rosa kind of likes to do the same thing that Yana Kunitskaya likes to do, and hold you up against the fence, clinch strike you, and maybe try to get a takedown if it's there. So I think the split decision is going to be live, of course. Like I think Yana's going to be tough enough. Both of these girls are going to be tough enough to make it the full distance. So of course the over. Andrew, I think you're going to be sitting on gold with that split decision bet right there. And I just based off memory, I want to say Yana actually loses when somebody tries to put her game plan on her. We even saw Holly do it, and I know Holly is way better than Rosa, but we even saw Holly go ahead and put her up against the fence and take her down and beat her up a little bit. I feel like she doesn't know how to be the nail, especially when it comes to the game plan that she's supposed to be implying. I like Carol Rosa early, and I like her by decision.
Nice. Very nice. I'm not taking a side. I don't care like that. Yep. Degenerates. I'm not looking at you as a person for this. I look at you as a person different times, not right now. This is just bets. Over, 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 over. Andrew, what you got next?
Next, it looks like we have a fight in the featherweight division. This one's going to probably be a pretty quick fight. We have Joe Anderson Brito taking on the debutant in Weston Wilson. It's hard to say that. It's funny. Brito is 14-3-1. He is 5'8", 72-inch reach, fighting orthodox. Average fight time of 7 minutes. He is coming off of a 2-fight win streak against Alexander and Andre Fili. He has a close loss to Bill Algeo, and then he also has a win over Lopez. So we know what Anderson brings to the table. He can fight on the ground. He can fight striking. He's fighting Weston Wilson, who is a very late fill-in. If you give me 1 second, the current line... Brito right now currently is minus 1,400. Weston Wilson plus 800. The over 1.5 is plus 202, and the minus 1.5 is 262. You're not getting tricked. This is not a trap fight. You look at those lines and you listen to them. I mean, if you got him as early as Dravi did, he got these ridiculous lines. But yeah, you almost can't touch him right now. But they're telling you he's going to finish him in under 1.5. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to listen to them. So that's what I got on this one, Joe. What you got?
Just to throw out there, Anderson's global average is minus 1429, but Leo Vegas has him at minus 200, or minus 2000. I'm sorry, minus 2000. And the very best odds that you can find for him would be at BetMGM. He is reporting at minus 1100 right now.
So I'm gonna put my house down and we'll win $500.
You might get 650. Weston Wilson though, the worst odds you can find on him anywhere are BetMGM at plus 675, and the best odds you can find on his ass are plus 850. I figured you'd probably be able to find him at better than plus 850, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody just knows how this is going to go. If this Weston Wilson comes out here and pulls off the big surprise of the night, blah, 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 it won't, I don't even think it'll be that big of a wave, because I don't think there will be that many people that bet in consistently betting on Brito. I don't think a lot of people are going to be taking him unless they're taking him by some type of prop or method. Yeah, I just don't think I just think for the odds, people are just going to skip over him, is my point. So I don't think it'll be a big deal in the community if there is an upset, but it's not going to be an upset. He's going to go out there and handle that, man. Yeah, pretty confident in that. Who just jumped on the mic here? Average and Cade.
Hello.
Hello to both of you.
What's good?
You today, bud. You today. You guys on this Brito Wilson fight?
No, I'm on the next one, though.
Bro, is this the card I think it is? Who's the main event of this card, bro? Is it the Strickland one?
Yeah.
Bro, I honestly haven't even gone over this card. Isn't this card pretty, like, eh?
Yeah.
There's some bets to be made. I mean, I'm not that guy, bro. I think all UFC cards are the best cards you can get. I don't want to hear it. Tell me someone
Cade,
else can put out 40-something cards a year like this.
Cade, you're right. This
They
card
need to
is
they need to give people a break. Like do like 3-4 weeks off of the UFC. Make people miss this shit.
They do at the end of the year, and by week 5, I'm so fucking bored. I don't know what to do. My wife is telling me, "Aren't there fights on for you to go watch or something?" Like, it can't.
She gets sick of you, though. She gets sick of you.
She's like, "What are you doing? Like, stop building stuff. Stop fixing the house. Go. Aren't there fights on? Go fucking do something." So, all right. So no one else is on this fight. I know Average is eager to get in on the next one. Who's next here?
I'm
Rhino.
up.
You got
I
next.
got Kevin Lee making his return to the UFC, the Motown Phenom, against Renette. Fuck, is what I'm just going to go with. But we'll put him as the Gladiator because that's just a way better aspect of a name than what his parents gave him in his native country. But as we look at old Kevin Lee back in the UFC with an 18-7 record, an average fight time of 12 minutes, 1 second. He's 5'9", 170 pounds is what he's fighting at, not 165. With his 77-inch reach, orthodox stance, and born 3 days after me on September 4th, 1992, when I was born in 84. Against the Gladiator, who is 20-1. He's 6 foot tall, average fight time of 15 minutes, with 170, with a 74-inch reach, also orthodox, and also a September 28th birthday, but in 91. So he is a year younger. When we look at their striking, Kevin Lee has a landed per minute 3.89, striking accuracy of 42%, absorbs strikes 3.56 at the time with a 50% defense. His takedowns average 3.19, accuracy 43% with a defense of 75. Our Gladiators got a striking of 2.93, accuracy 68%, and absorbs 0.7 with a defense of 57%. Takedown average is 6.0, 63% accuracy, and 100% defense. Never been taken down. I've watched a lot of fights on both ends. Obviously, just seeing all of Kevin Lee's fights over his career, even watching when he was in Eagle. I guess he did tear a he tore a muscle or in his leg, his knee, his ACL or whatever, and that was at least his excuse against not destroying Diego Sanchez. So whatever that means of him coming back and actually being like really good, I highly doubt. When I watched all of Gladiators fights, he's pretty damn good and all around. I liked what he could do. Did I think he could finish Kevin? Maybe in the later rounds, but I took him by decision. Odds, let's see, Tapologies are usually pretty bad because they don't have them they usually have the open lines. But the lines that I have right now for Kevin Lee is a plus 161, and the Gladiator is a minus 186.
You're faded. No, I don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I hear you now. I know what average
so
is
the
right.
odds right now is 161, plus 161 for Kevin Lee, and Renat is a minus 186.
Yeah, so my take on this fight is Renat is free money. I don't know how the bookies have this so wrong. I don't know. I just can't understand it. He will take Kevin Lee down. He will out Russell Kevin Lee. He will beat Kevin Lee up. He is bigger than Kevin Lee. He will be stronger than Kevin Lee. Yeah, I cannot believe that you can get Facardino off as low as 185 at Bet Online. Yeah, I don't care about any other odds on that fight because his money line is fucking clutch, in my opinion. Who else? Oh, Average says he's on this one. Average, what you got?
I'm not going to go over that all day. It seems like the UFC didn't actually want to re-sign Kevin Lee if they're giving him this matchup right off the bat. Just me. They're trying to get him kicked out again.
They're like, oh, hey, you got a little bit of name value, did a little thing. You're still Kevin Lee. Yeah, we're gonna let somebody else beat you up. That's how I see it.
No,
Exactly. This is what I'm.
Fight card. They gave him a 6-fight contract.
And this is his first matchup back. Really, bro?
It's the stupidest pick he could have took. I would have sat back and like took anybody else except for this at 170. It was dumb, but I know that he did sign a 6-fight contract, so he's getting more than just this one fight. Maybe
Yeah, I know,
was the
but
reason he got it.
Maybe it just seems like the UFC still don't want him around. It just seems that way to me.
It seems like Ali Abdelaziz is a hell of a manager, huh?
Yep. Not suspicious at all. Not suspicious at all. Yeah, I've got Renat, and he probably finishes him too.
Yeah, I think he gets it done inside the distance. I'll probably look at that, but Renat is on my actual money line parlay shit. I like the dude. I guess that makes me next, doesn't it? Because that was Rhino. Wait, is anybody else on this fight betting? No one? Damn.
I'll pay Kevin Lee just because that fucking Diego Sanchez fight. That shit was atrocious.
Bro, that shit was fucking horrid. I don't know what happened there, but that shit was not a fight, bro. I don't know. Bruno Vieira versus Nursultan Rizabov. I'm pretty sure I got that one right. So Abdul Razak Alahiz was supposed to fight Bruno Vieira, and then in late June, Al Hassan pulled and was replaced with this newcomer. Yeah. So the dude has 29 pro fight, or he's 29 years old with 46 pro fights. Anyways, Vieira is 10-0, 5'10", 72 inches of reach. We don't have any stats on this other dude. He's 34, 8, 2, and 2. I can tell you that much. I can switch over sites here because I have to get his stats, and we're still real limited on his stats here. He's listed as 6'2" on SureDog. I don't know how accurate it is because it's SureDog, but that makes him 4 inches taller than Vieira. He's 29 years old, making his UFC debut. He's on an 8-fight winning streak, all first round finishes, 5 submissions. It's 3 Kimuras, a choke, and an armbar. 2 knockouts by punches and 1 by slam. He's coming in really hot. Fierro's 10-0, 2-0 in the UFC. 2 knockouts, 2-0 in the UFC if you count Dana White Contender Series, and then he had a win at 283. Both been out in the first. I'm probably going to take this fight to go under. I just think these guys are going to come out real hot, ready to fucking go. They're both at a real peak age, just 28, 29 years old. I think it happens fast, just based on some numbers. I know who Fierro is. I kind of looked the other kid up today when I realized how short of a replacement he was. Not enough that I'm going to stand on it, but I'm still going to take this fight to go under. Anybody else on this fight?
Man, I was watching Sean Brady's podcast earlier today, and this fill-in Raznabiev, or whatever you were saying, he trains at their gym, and they were just putting out, of course, how much he is a risk taker with his submission wins that he's got in his recent 5 fights. If you look at that, he's got some crazy submissions that he flies for and jumps in, and takes chances. But Bruno's the same thing with taking chances with his hands. I mean, he hasn't been out of the first round in quite a while. Knocked out RoboCop, which was a heck of a bank for a lot of people that didn't see that one coming. So, I mean, it's definitely a fight that is under for sure. I mean, no, this ain't going to no judges. This kid's trying to make a name for himself, and the Hulk Bruno is completely trying to keep that streak alive. So, I mean, if you're not going under, I don't know what the heck you're looking at, because you're just wasting your money.
Yep, that's how I feel. No one else seems real hot on this one. I'm all right with that. Andrew, what you got next? This is not the most popular card on earth.
What do you mean? This is a great card. You said it yourself, man.
It is. I just said not popular, motherfucker.
No, dude,
Hey.
I love this card. I'm
Is
excited
it just
for this card.
is it just me or is most Sean Strickland cards
Hey, I'm gonna actually
that
stroke
way?
Andrew's ego right now. I'd rather watch PFL than this bullshit.
Yo,
Well,
see
yeah, when you have
that's
rigged
what I'm
fights,
saying, bro.
it's
That's what I'm
easy to put
saying,
on good cards when you have rigged fights.
bro. Stop with that. It was one
All I'm
terrible fight. It was
It was
one
one
Hey,
rigged
terrible
fight.
fight.
It was
LFA
one
has a
rigged
better
fight.
card this weekend than this.
Well,
all
then
I'm saying
That's funny right there.
listen. If you guys aren't tuning in to see Brito kill Wilson, and you're not tuning in to see Garam kill Elvis, I don't
if
know what.
Garam shows up.
Bro, I mean, there's going to be some fucking massacre fights this weekend. And it's like everybody's talking about how much better that PFL card was. No, it wasn't. The fucking last weekend's UFC card was a banger, bro. And if you want to talk about one shitty fighter, the shitty judging, so what? PFL makes up rules, has fixed fights. That card wasn't no fucking better. You guys are just fucking hating on the UFC. It was only a matter of time for Cade started hating on the UFC. He's in the media now. It's part
Hey,
of his job.
y'all better
He
start
can't
hopping
keep
on
his
that
job.
Macy Barber train though.
Yeah, Macy looked good. That's fine. Macy did
What
look
I
good.
tell you guys last week, I tried telling y'all.
Yeah, I believe I cashed on the over by like a slim margin on Macy, so I didn't care. Her over, what did she go? Second round, 3 minutes, 42 seconds.
Yeah,
I didn't
I got very upset about the Tafa fight, so I was like, fuck, I got to get it back. So I wasn't very confident in Macy, so I just put a little bit down on her money line, but it was plus 175. Fuck it.
nice. Uh yeah, cash that shit too. Um Ain't much to argue with there. Anyway, Andrew, what you got next?
We got a matchup in the lightweight division. This should be a fun fight. We have one of the Bonfim brothers, Ishmael Bonfim. He's 19-3, average fight time of 11 minutes. He is a little bit smaller than Saint Denis. He's 5'8" compared to 5'11" for Benoit. He has a 71-inch reach, fighting orthodox. Benoit Saint Denis, 73-inch reach, average fight time of 9 minutes, and he is a southpaw. If you look at the lines, looks like currently Bonfim is minus 315, Saint Denis plus 265. The over 1.5 is minus 175, and the under 1.5 is plus 145. I have Bonfim parlayed with what's his face?
The guy you just went over.
With Garam. I have him
Yeah,
parlayed with
yep.
Garam. Javi put me onto that 2-teamer. I think it's brilliant. I think it's an easy hit. Bonfim wins in the striking. He's no slack on the ground. I don't think Saint Denis is going to be able to get him there in the first place. So I think this is going to be a fairly easy fight. But yeah, I don't have too much on this. What do you got, Joe?
So this is a short notice fight for Bonfim. He took it on like 3.5 weeks notice after Vince Pichel pulled out. He was supposed to fight Saint Denis. So I mean, I don't know how much that weighs in. Bonfim is pretty young. I'm pretty sure he's young. So I feel like young guys can take fights on short notice, do a little better. I actually think Benoit is fucking legit. I think he's super legit on the ground. I think if Bonfim doesn't stand with him and get him to bang and ends up on the ground, he could be in some trouble. But I didn't tape this fight. I didn't really have this one on my list. I'll probably take Bonfim in a money line parlay, but I'll be honest, if I'm looking for a dog, I'm probably looking at Saint Denis. If I do tape another fight, it'll probably be this one. Yeah, I don't think Saint Denis is as bad as a lot of people think he is. I think that the striking mismatch makes everybody automatically assume that it's going to stay on the feet, but I don't know. There's a clear path for him if it doesn't stay on the feet. Is all I'm saying. Anybody else on that fight?
Yeah, I've got Bonfim. I like the Bonfim brothers. I think they've got a lot of talent there. I think there's a lot of potential there too. So I've got Ismail.
Yeah, I think Bonfim is the guy. I think he's gonna handle it.
You got any? My fault. Any of you guys like the submission prop or anything?
Yeah, I think if you're betting Saint Denis, then you probably just split whatever your bet is by decision and by submission. Get your prop money. I think that it's one or the other. I'll say that much for him. I think it's one or the other. I don't think he KOs him. I'll say that much for Bonfim. I don't think he gets KO'd. Man, I didn't know. He's been all 3 of his losses are submissions, huh? Oh, shit. Early, though. Early, long time ago. So that's a little different. When shit's fucking 10 years ago, I don't really look at it the same. We know he quits, though. And I don't know. I'm not going heavy telling everybody to go against Bonfim. He's the
Man, so
free
does
favorite.
fucking Charles though. Charles a fucking quitter. If Bonfim's a quitter,
Don't you dare! Don't you bloody dare! Not in my presence.
then
Listen,
don't
bro.
don't be calling
Cade,
Bonfim no quitter when Charles is over here quitting his life away.
listen,
Stop it!
listen.
I will find you, Cade. I will find you.
Justin Gaethje quit too.
Man, fuck you.
Listen, Kate, it's okay. I know you're like media now. If you don't hate the UFC, you get kicked out of the circles. I think it's all right, man. We love you for who you are around here. You
Oh,
don't
I
gotta
love
hate.
the UFC. I don't hate the UFC. I'm just hating on this particular card. This is a bunch of bullshit. I'd rather go watch Rage in the Cage in Arizona or some shit.
But you
Yeah.
won't. You'll watch UFC for a reason. You'll still have it on. You'll still have it on.
Is it
Uh,
just me, or is when there's like a dog shit card, they just let Sean Strickland headline it?
well, listen. When there's a dog shit card, somebody has to headline it. They're like, hey.
So let's get some guy who just does crazy shit. Just hop on in there.
Oh, what I mean is like when they throw it out there, Sean's the guy like, yeah, I'll headline that. I'll do it. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Sean reminds me of a trucker that did a lot of cocaine in his life. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping, but something weird
On
about
to
that.
the next.
What you
All
got
right, so
next, Brian?
we've got the Queen of Violence, Lipsky versus Melissa Gatto. Lipsky is 15-8, average fight time 10 minutes and 44 seconds. She's 5'6", with a 67-inch reach and an orthodox stance. Born in early '94. Gatto is 8-1-2. 11 minutes 55 seconds average time, 5'5", 69-inch reach, orthodox as well, and born in '96. When we look at our striking, the Queen of Violence has a landed per minute 3.86 to 3.27. Accuracy, Lipsky 39%, 51% to Melissa. Absorbed 3.97 to 2.6. And defense is 51% to 53%. Grappling wise, takedown average is 0.47 to 1.68. Accuracy is 42% to 33%. Takedown defense 73 to 70. Submission average 0.3 to 0.4. I mean, I didn't watch too many fights on this. I know Lipsky's hot, so I totally like her for that aspect. But I'm listening to everybody else's breakdowns on this, and they've been been more on the Gatto and saying that Lipsky is more of the give up when things aren't going her way. So they did call for possibly finishing her. I got nobody on this. I stay away from fights that are chicks coming off of wins and losses, bouncing back and forth. To say it, I did go with Gatto on my pick for fun, and I did take her in a late knockout finish in the third round. What do you got, Joe?
Gatto's not very active. She fought last May. She lost to Tracy Cortez in the split. Before that, it was December 21 and then August 21. I don't know what her big. I didn't dig into this fight enough to know what her big gap there is. I don't know if she trained camp, had an injury. Yeah, I don't know enough. I'm not real high on Lipsky either. The average odds have Gatto at minus 227 and Lipski at plus 179. I would assume that this is a step fight for Gatto. You know, the UFC is always trying to build upcoming talent, people they think they can. I feel like Lipski has seen her opportunities come, and now she just gets to be a UFC fighter. I got no tape on this fight, and I'm probably going to skip it in my bets, to be honest. But I still think that Lipski probably loses the fight, if I'm being honest. Is anybody heavy to bet this one? I know Usman loves him some women's MMA.
Just the over.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that. I can't.
It's minus 140.
Wow, that's it, huh? What do they
Yeah,
think?
minus 140 for over. Let me see.
It's because Lipski gets finished early and finishes early. That's why. It's because she fucking goes out on her shield a lot lately.
You got
But man,
5
that's
kids. You
low.
finished early too.
Man, I've seen better on overs on like fucking Tafa fights. I think. Like I'm just being sarcastic, but that's not a great over right there. Is
Yeah,
that over
minus
1.5 or
140.
over 2?
Over 2.5, but if you wanted to do 1.5, I think it's at like 210 or minus 190 or something.
I guess that's a little better. I guess. I don't know. I'm not playing this fight. I didn't put it on my slip.
I mean, Lipski's the dog at 196 plus, and Melissa Gatto is a minus 231.
Yeah. I'm not. This one just didn't make my. It just didn't make my slip, so I'm just gonna skip right past it. Next up, Max Griffin, Michael Morales, welterweight matchup. Max, I met Max. He's a nice guy, sincerely nice guy. 5'11", 76-inch reach, orthodox. Morales 6 foot, 79 inches of reach, orthodox. Max 19-9. Mike is 14-0. Mike's got 3 fights in the UFC. Max got a gang of fights in the UFC. Both guys average over a takedown per 15. Both guys got good takedown defense. Mike lands at over 5 per minute. Max at over 4 per minute. They both absorb right about 4 per minute. I did a small write up for this fight. Griffin is 7-7 in the UFC since he got in 2016. He's went the distance 10 times of those 14 fights. Colby finished him in a 3rd round. He finished Ramiz, I can't say that dude's last name, in a 3rd round, and then he's got 2 first-round wins. So outside of his 2 first-round wins, he's been to the 3rd round all 12 of the other times. He's over, man. I know everybody's going to be hot on Morales to come in here. He's 14-0, 3-0 in the UFC, 2 KOs, first round KO in a UD. Like everybody can read the stats. I think the UFC and a lot of people, I think the UFC looks at this like a gatekeeper spot. I think people handicapping it are going to look right past Max. I'm not saying that Max is the side. I know that the odds on this one, let me see what the current averages are. Max is plus 195, Mike is minus 244. Those odds are probably pretty accurate, but I think fight to go over 1.5, yes. And I think I will probably sprinkle or find a parlay spot where I play fight to go the distance, yes. I think Max is way more durable than I've heard people giving him credit for. He is not a guy that gets put out of there. If you guys think Morales is Colby Covington level, knock him out in the 3rd, fine, whatever. I'm not going to fucking debate it to that point, but I think the over is pretty safe here, and I think go the distances. I'm having a hard look at it. Anybody else on this fight? I just got Cade back on the mic there. Anyways.
Wait, I got a question. Does anyone know about point spreads in MMA on DraftKings?
Yeah, so like if you add all the scorecards up, add them all up is my understanding. So if it's 30 27, 30 27, and 30 27, right? Then you're going to have 90 and 81. So if you get 3.5 points, you'll have 84 in 90. You would still lose.
Oh, okay, because someone said to play max at +3.5, and it was like +185.
So max at 3.5, like if it was a split decision, I'm pretty sure that would put you over. So if it was like minus 29 or 29, 28, 29, 28, and 28, 29, then you'd end up with like 87 and 86 if I did that math really quick right in my head, or 80, whatever, 88 and 87. Either way, the 3.5 would put you over on the win is the point. It would get you the W in like a split decision situation. So yeah, I don't disagree with that at all either, bro. Like Max is not just going to be put away in my opinion. He's not the guy for that. I'd be very surprised if Mike puts him out. I'm surprised there's not more people on this fight. I figured more people would be on Morales for sure. D
If
Baby was.
if I was gonna make a play on it, I would just say max. Like I don't want to bet Morales at -240. I do like the overplay though. That's actually a sharp little bet. If I was gonna play anything on it, man, I would just throw Max in a parlay or something, bro. Like I don't got time to fuck with Morales at -240.
No, I'm gonna throw the over in a parlay, over 1.5. I'm telling you, and then I'm probably gonna take fight to go the distance on a crazy one with the Souza Rosa fight to go the distance, and the Romanov Ivanov fight to go the distance. I think all three of those could go the distance. Um, yeah, I also think the Ismagulov Dawson fight has the potential to go the distance, but that's in a second here. All right, since no one else is on this fight, fuck, I'm surprised. It's a good fight. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Andrew, what you got next?
We tried telling you, bro. We tried telling you. No, that's okay, man. We're at the co-main event. I actually am excited for this fight. We got Damir Ismagulov coming out of his short little retirement stint. Or thought about it one way or the other. He's taking on Grant Dawson. Damir Ismagulov, 24-2. He is 5-1 in the UFC. 5'10", 74-inch reach. He fights orthodox. Grant Dawson is 19-1-1. He is 8-0-1 in the UFC. Same height, 2 inches shorter in reach, and he is a switch fighter. I think this is what makes the lightweight division so deep. These fighters are so good. I think Damir's like towards the end of the rankings, but I don't think Grant Dawson's ranked. But this should be a fun fight. If we look at the odds, it's pretty much a pick 'em right now. Damir is -108, Grant Dawson -112. The over 2.5 is -220, and the under 2.5 is +180. One thing that's fascinating to me is that Damir's average fight time in the UFC is 15 minutes, not 14:55 or anything, like 15 minutes, which means every time he fights, it goes to a decision. Grant Dawson has finished people once he gets your back on the ground. He gets that rear naked choke. He is the typical wrestler. I don't think he's very good striking. He's got those wild hooks, as a wrestler does. But if he gets you down, he's pretty damn good down there. So I'm taking the over in this fight. I think the over is pretty much free money. Damir's not a finisher, nor does he get finished. I don't think Grant Dawson is very live in this fight to finish Damir. I think Damir has very good fight IQ. He's smart. He knows how to stay away from danger, and he doesn't really get hurt very much either. I know he kind of got ragdolled by Arman Sarukian in his last fight, but we're talking about Sarukian over here. So I got the over. That's the only thing I'm betting. If you're betting Demir, you're basically betting you're keeping the fight standing, and that's where he's going to win it. If you're betting Grant Dawson, you're betting he's going to get those takedowns consistently because Demir will get up. But you're going to bet that chain wrestling will work. Like I said, I have the over. That is all I have on this fight. Other than that, I'm going to kick back and enjoy this one. What you got, Joe?
I'm super on the over. I sent it to some people earlier. I'm on the over on this one. I'm on fight to go the distance. And man, it kind of just occurred to me. I don't quote unquote sprinkle too much stuff, but I see a lot of guys out here killing it with small sprinkles, bumping their odds up. I'm probably going to sprinkle like quarter unit. Grant Dawson third round finish. I actually don't think he's the side 6 out of 10 times. But if he gets it done, he gets it done late. And
He
yeah,
gets
or
pretty
maybe
sloppy in that third round.
if I can take him over 1.5, if like sometimes they'll give you weird bets like that, but I'm probably gonna try to sprinkle Dawson for a finish. I'm not telling anybody to rush out there and get it. Like super high on. I'm super high on the over. I'm fairly high on the fight to go the distance, but if the fight does not go the distance, I think I'm covered with Dawson with the late finish, is all I'm saying.
I mean, I spent a lot of time watching both sides on this, and Grant, as much as he's just that wrestler that's going to come in and do the lay and pray style of fighting. He does get kind of real sloppy in that third round, and he gets tired in the draw that he has. A few ago against who was his name? Freaking Ricky Glenn. It was a majority decision or majority draw, and it was actually, I would say, scored very well because Grant didn't do anything and almost got finished in that third round. So, I mean, as much as usually this situation against grappler against striker, you usually see the grappler win. Demir did look pretty good in his last fight. He kind of got screwed because of that third round. He stopped a lot of those takedowns. Our man is a high level grappler, so you do have to give it to him on that. It is a very close pick to really go one sided. I do see it going longer in rounds just because of Grant Dawson and who he is, but I wouldn't surprise me if I seen Demir get a finish in the third round, because at that point I think I'm going to see Dawson start to run out of gas. You can only fight that style where you're putting in takedowns one after another, and it takes a toll on you. And against a guy like Demir, who has put on some pretty decent fights in his UFC fights, he was kind of somebody that was looked upon as a guy with a kind of a record that was covered with cans. But what he's done in the UFC is pretty good. I don't like his drama of having this retirement and getting mad about judging and stuff like that. But I'm starting to lean more towards Demir.
Dude, that's
Will, what do you
crazy.
got?
You and Joe are on the exact opposite end on a third round finish. That's nuts.
Yeah, no, there's no way Grant's finishing him in the third round. I think he doesn't have enough gas to do it.
Well, like I said, I'm not taking that one to the cages, so I'm cool with that.
Will,
Will,
what do
what
you
you
got?
got, bro?
Yeah, I taped this fight a little bit today. Sorry about Trevor Peak. Terrible pick. Anyways,
Shit
Dawson. Anyways, I kind of like Dawson here because Dawson, he's shown to me that he has really good wrestling. I mean, you controlled Jared Gordon for 7 minutes. That's the most he's ever been controlled. You control Greco-Roman Olympic game silver medal winner Marco Madsen for pretty much the whole fight. You control him. That's good wrestling. What I've seen from Ismagulov is, to me, he's one-dimensional. He boxes and throws leg kicks. He also kind of loads up on the punches, and that's going to put him in compromising positions in the smaller cage. And I just feel like Grant's going to get the takedown, and he's just going to control him for the whole round. Control him for the whole round. I mean, Arman did that last fight to him, basically. So, I mean, Grant, I really like his camp
He did
at
that with Ricky
ATT.
Glenn. Will, he did that with Ricky Glenn, and it was
I know, but it's just like a
about to
right
screw
place,
him
right
over.
time. This guy's peaking. Grant Dawson, he is more than one dimensional, in my opinion. I don't know. I like Dawson here.
But don't you think that Demir's definitely just came off of camp, getting ready to get taken down with this same game plan, and it didn't do too good on him. I mean, he almost beat Arman.
I mean, he got controlled by Arman, did he not? For
He
the
didn't land.
majority of the fight.
He only landed like 1 out of 7 takedowns. So, like, yeah, it's hard with these wrestlers that come at you, But I mean, Grant, he puts a lot in that gas tank, man. And I think if he fights that style, he's dumb for fighting that style against him. He needs to take a little bit of a break on those multiple takedown attempts in a fight against this higher level. It doesn't really work if you fight like that completely. I mean, yeah, if you're Khabib, but he's not Khabib.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's a close fight for sure.
You remember when
He's not coming in very good.
Bro, you sound like a robot.
Yeah.
Joe.
Joe.
You sound like a robot, bro.
Yeah,
You're cutting out like crazy.
What you say?
Yeah, you gotta go in your good spot again. Just mute it. Mute it and go over into a better spot.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I just said, do you remember Grant Dawson's last fight when he lost, Will?
Wait, who do you
No,
to
because
Marco Madsen when he got
he didn't
dropped?
lose. He didn't lose his last fight. I just wanted to point that out. He didn't lose his last fight like Ismagulov did. I'm just fucking with Rhino, man.
Yeah, I think
against top contention in a decision. Split decision.
okay, but Demir didn't look that good against Cutelaba in the first round. Cutelaba, if he wanted to get the takedown, he could have gotten the takedown, in my opinion. But he's not a grappler.
He's never been taken down, or he's only been taken down once in the UFC.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that he's only been taken down once. So I mean, as much as I could be totally wrong, and Grant does his game and it actually works out for him and everything like that. I just don't have too much confidence in him, I guess, which is probably going to help him more because every time I pick against a grappler to lose, I always lose.
Oh, man, I'm fading the fuck out of you, Rhino. Rhino, what you got for the final one, bro?
Oh, for the main event, since no one can hear Joe except for a robot talk, we have the amazing Sean Strickland against Abus Magomedov. At least I can get that one because that one's pretty easy. Strickland's 26-5. Abbas is 25-4-1. We've got average fight time for the king of decisions, 14.26. Against Abbas, who's only got his one fight for 19 seconds, which was actually an injury. Height is 6'1" to 6'2". Reach is 76 to 78, both orthodox. One Strickland born in 91 and Magomedov in 90. Obviously we can't really go off of him, but when it comes to Strickland, he's got strikes landed is 5.76 per minute. His accuracy is 41%. His defense is 63, and his absorbed per minute is 4.25. This fight obviously makes no sense on an aspect of why the hell it's a guy with one fight in the UFC getting a main event against a guy who's actually ranked in their rankings and actually was close to title contention at one time. So that part doesn't make sense for a guy getting a shot in the lights with having a guy get injured in his fight. Unless I watched a lot of his past fights because they were on like Fight Pass and also on he had his PFL fight where he got knocked out in the first round. But I feel like he counter strikes a lot, and that's exactly what Sean Strickland wants. He's got kind of a Diaz style fighting where he just pressures and he just point fights you to a decision card, and it works out pretty goddamn good for him. I don't think this is going to be the most entertaining fight. It's more of a puncher's chance for Ambus Magomedov. If he lands one and actually, catches him, obviously Strickland can be knocked out, but I see it going to a decision, and I'll go with Sean Strickland. So, Joe, you got the mic.
Can you guys hear me all right?
I can hear you now.
All right. So, man, I'm not on Sean Strickland. The reason you're going to hear me say is not a way I would normally speak, but I heard Dana White get questioned about Ikram Aliskerov versus Paulo Costa and Abbas Magomedov versus Sean Strickland instead of Paulo Costa versus Sean Strickland and Abbas Magomedov versus Ikram Aliskerov. Dana White made a big old smile and said, "We'll just wait and see how these fights go." I feel like Dana White is very, very high on Magomedov and Ikram. I'm very, very high on Ikram. Yeah, I'm not going to bet on Sean Strickland. I'm going to fade him because I think Dana White has the ability to pick someone to beat someone, and he wants to mix the rankings up at 185. And I really think they think Ikram and Abbas get past Sean and Paulo and shake the rankings up. And I don't really cap fights like that. You guys know I don't do that shit. I don't do that narrative. I quit going to library space. The space exists because narratives
He's
drive me
sounding
up.
like library space right now.
I get it, bro, but like sometimes you just see it. And like there's been a few times where I'm like, nah, bro, the UFC, it's
I will
it
give you that like this is
like
a
it's
fight
like
that
this,
like
right? The UFC's not feeding Renat Fakhretdinov to Kevin Lee. It don't make no sense. No, they're feeding Kevin Lee to Renat Fakhretdinov. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you can just see it sometimes. I really feel like Dana White is trying to feed Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa to these two guys, and I won't bet against it because of that. I've seen him
And
say
it
it.
was adjusted for it too, because like he was supposed to fight the other guy in this card, wasn't he?
Yeah, this was all Dana very specifically seems to have wanted these fights at this weight class. You can find he did an interview in the War Room where he's very high on them, and then there is another interview where he's asked about it again. It might be a post-fight press conference where he gets asked about it, and he defends it again. And he defends it by saying, "Okay, let's wait and see how those fights go before you give me a hard time." Like he's really seems to be confident that these two out of nowhere unranked guys belong at
They're
the
gonna do
top.
something.
So, yeah, so like I'm not betting
Yeah.
against it. I don't talk like that, but I'm not betting against it. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
I mean, it shows some
Anybody has
respect for the king, DW.
anybody has like a better I watch tape, this is who is gonna win it, like Rhino just did, man, have at it. But I'm actually probably gonna bet Magomedov. It is what it is. I can't help it, man. Sorry.
Does he knock him out?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got to finish him. Like, I don't know. I guess he could go the distance, but I think he's probably got to finish him. I know Sean is a distance fighter. I know he's known to take somebody, but yeah, Sean can be knocked out. We know that shit. So, I don't know. I just think it's set up for Magomedov. Why would they bring in an unranked fighter for no reason to fight Sean Strickland unless they were very confident that he was going to make a splash in the rankings? It doesn't make any sense. Nobody's going to give Sean any credit for beating this guy. Nobody's going to give Paulo Costa any credit for beating Ikram. It's just he beat some guy on the Contender Series and Phil Hawes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they're not. I do not even understand how the UFC got them to take it, other than saying we'll pay you big. I don't even know how the fuck they got them to take these fights. To be honest, I don't get it. Sometimes shit just doesn't add up.
yeah. I mean, I tweeted that on the Kevin Lee fight. I was like, your first comeback to the UFC, and you're going to take on a pretty difficult, taller, bigger 170. I mean, he has the reach advantage just because he's got long reach, but still, why would you take this fight as your comeback, man? You want somebody at least your same size in that damn division.
Bro, I thought he was getting Tony Ferguson. I'm gonna keep it real.
That would have made more sense.
That's what I thought was gonna go down. I'm like, oh, Kevin versus Tony. Here we go. All right, that makes sense. Okay. And then they're like, Fakhretdinov. I'm like, he's fucked. He's fucked. I'll be honest, man. Like, everybody talks about missed line, and I stay away from a fight because I think the line is wrong, and I understand it. Bro, this is the reverse of that. The line is so fucked up. Fakhretdinov at minus 200. Man, I promise you he will be in my biggest parlay play. I don't really play money line because I don't play big enough units, so
yeah,
whatever. But, well, yeah, I'm definitely
you should for whatever you pick. I mean, even if it's small potato chips, it still gives you more for your parlays in the future.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I said I got to learn to sprinkle them small reads, like how I think Dawson could get the late finish. I'm not trying to bring the debate on that fight back up. I just, I got to learn to sprinkle that shit a little bit. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this card. I'll give my review. I spent some time on it. I am over 1-5 on the Griffin Morales fight. I am looking to sprinkle fight to go the distance, may or may not. On the Fiera Razubov fight, I am going to look at odds on the under 0.5, under 1.5, under 2.5 fight to go the distance. I'm looking at all the lines on that fight to not make it the distance. Santos Rosa, over, go the distance. Romanov over, sprinkle to go the distance. Not Romanov to win, just Romanov versus Ivanov. I think Burrito Wilson, I'll be looking at the under 1-5 fight to go the distance. No. Is Magulov Dawson over 1-5 fight to go the distance? Yes. Dawson, third round finish, sprinkle maybe. And then the money lines that I like are Petrovic, Garam, Brito, Fakhretdinov, Magomedov. I don't know, man. I usually mix them up and at least can get to even if I don't, I don't like to burn bread on anything, but usually a shit week for me is going even. So I hear people out there losing big units. I don't play big units, so maybe I just don't have that fucking problem. But whatever it is, what it is. Anybody else got anything on this card before I stamp it out and move on to some fight announcements, roster watch, shit like that? I'm fine with that. Andrew ain't even there no more. He probably sleep.
He's probably sleeping. It's only 9:30 at his house.
Hey, it's 8:30, okay? And I'm tired.
Oh, sorry, I was off. It was too late for me to understand time.
Andrew, did you look at any upcoming fights?
Bro, there's a lot again this week, man.
There is. Let me. This will only take me a minute. I like to do the movement in the rankings lately.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
There's not
Do
a
your
ton of
thing.
them. I just bang them off. So featherweight, Topuria up by 4. Everybody else was affected. Mitchell went down 1. Yusuf went up 1, 11-12 spot. And then everybody from Emmett, Cater, Young, Giga all dropped because Elia went up. I don't know why Sean Brady increased 1 in the rankings, but Sean Brady increased 1 in the rankings. Paulo Costa increased 1 in the rankings. Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden. Yeah, I don't get that either. Brendan Allen increased 2, so Gastelum and Amivov went down. Women's strawweight. Gomez decreased by 1 to go to 12. That's Michelle Watterson Gomez. Went to 13 so that Luna Pinero could go to 12, and then Tabitha Ricci went to 14, and Angela Hill went to 15. I don't always quite get the rankings that they do this shit. And then women's flyweight Alexa Grasso. Aaron Blanchfield increased by 1. Macy Barber increased by 3. Jennifer Maya decreased by 1. And Amanda Ribas decreased by 2. So Macy moved up to number 8. Aaron moved up to number 3. Maya moved down to 9. And Ribas moved down to 11. Who the fuck makes some of this up when these people don't fight? I mean, I get it, you don't fight, but like, what's the rule? Where's the inactivity? What's the line so that I can understand? Oh, 6
Joe,
days.
Joe,
The
stop
market.
looking for logic, dude. There's no logic in these rankings. It's just marketing, bro.
Market.
The UFC doesn't even control these motherfuckers. Like, what's the marketing? Is this who the media can sell the most?
Yeah.
All right,
Yep.
that's fair. I got
That's how
no
you
argument.
do it, bro.
I got no argument. That's super fair. I got no argument. Let's look at some upcoming fights. Andrew, what you got, bro?
Man, we got a bunch of them. Some good ones, though.
I know.
Zara Farn will take on Will's favorite Haley Cowan at UFC Paris on September 2nd. Also on September 2nd in Paris, you're going to see Volkan Ozdemir against Azamat Mirzakhanov. I think that'll be a fun fight.
Yeah.
At a UFC event to be determined.
That's Farrat Rose got put on that card too, right?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you had him by card or not. My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. On a UFC event to be determined. We don't know where it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a fight night, September 16th. The Action Man, Chris Curtis, taking on Fluffy Anthony Hernandez. Does anyone have thoughts on this fight?
I'm
pumped.
Yeah, it should be a good fight. I like Action Man, but fuck, I don't know if he'll get this one. That is on a fight night card, Andrew. You know what the main on that card is yet? I don't want to spoil your shit.
No, I got it. Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Go ahead.
But they haven't explained like where it is or anything. It's weird.
Yeah, just fight night event.
Yep. We have a fight announcement. I'm terrible. I don't know why they keep doing this to people, but Rob Font's going to be taking on Song Yadong at UFC 292 on August 19th. I feel like this is similar to like the Max Holloway and what's his face's fight announcement. Korean Zombie. It's just
yeah. Okay,
why are you doing this to these dudes, man? Like Yadong's gonna whoop his ass, bro.
It's in Boston though. The crowd got Rob Font's back. Hopefully.
Why would they do that to their own crowd? Like, why would you do that?
Yo, Rob Font sucks, to be honest.
Dude,
man.
no, I like Rob Font, but Song Yadong is just too quick for him, bro.
Yeah, I like Rob too, actually. I'll say I'll be rooting for Rob, not betting for Rob.
Yeah, I met Rob last year. He's a super cool dude, man. Very cool dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I definitely will be rooting for him, but I don't know that I'll be betting on him. I'll have to take a better look at that shit.
Yeah, I'm scared for him, to be honest, but we'll see. Christian Rodriguez is out after calling out Cameron Simon. He's going to be taking on Terrence Mitchell now at UFC 290. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not too excited for that, to be honest.
Yeah, but you know what? For me, it keeps the fight on the card because I'm going, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then they gave us one back. I'm sure you're going to announce too. So that's
yeah.
sweet.
From that regard, I get it. Diego Lopez, the new fan favorite, he's going to be taking on Gavin Tucker at UFC Nashville, August 5th.
Oh, shit.
A special announcement headlining that special UFC fight night to be determined on September 16th. We have a championship fight, the rematch, Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
What's up with that, huh?
So, man, I think we probably see a Valentina we haven't seen in a very long time, and I think she retires.
What do you mean by that? You think she just has
I
a
think,
terrible
Wins and
fight?
retires is the way he's going.
yeah, no, I think she has a dominant fight. I think she fights like we haven't seen her fight in a couple years.
So she
And
fights like
I
it's
think
her
she
last
hangs.
fight, Joe.
Yep, yeah. I think she fights like it's her retirement fight, trying to go out like Amanda on top, and I think this is it. I think this is it.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, what else does she have to fucking prove? I mean, there's
I
nothing
mean,
in this
yeah, I get it.
fight game for her. I mean, if she retains her belt, then her legacy is done. She's never fighting Amanda Nunes again.
You know what
So,
though? She might try to get Grasso before she go, or Grasso before she goes.
all right, baby, you can get in here and ask us about the past fights.
She might try to get.
The one
Why
thing
not?
that
How
I
you
will
been? I ain't
say,
seen you in a long
because
time.
I think that does make sense. I think there is a possibility she retires. But here's what I'm thinking. I agree with you. I think she fights Grasso and gives it her all. Say she doesn't win. You know what I think she could do? Because nothing's been made official. I think there's a chance she could just try to throw her name in for that bantamweight title fight.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to click to the ranking saying Grasso on repeat like a dumbass. Yeah, so I think that's what I meant to say. If she gets the W, she might get the chance because isn't it official now that Pennington and Vieira are fighting for the title?
No, I don't think anything's official at all.
No, I think it's Pennington Vieira.
I
I'm
don't think
pretty
it
sure
is.
Pennington is half of that fight, bro.
Dude, that has
Pretty
not been
sure.
announced yet.
I've heard it talked about like 3 fucking times. I'm telling you, that fight. You, I think that fight has been announced or has been talked about. I'm pretty sure that we've heard people say that that is the fight. Raquel Pennington's next fight, I believe, is for the.
It could be.
Anyways,
It very well may be. I'm saying if nothing's official yet.
yeah. Okay, so it is Aldana versus Pennington. That's the fight that I've heard is being rumored to be for the belt.
Yeah, I've heard that rumor too, but again, it's not official.
We'll
That's
see.
why I'm saying. So because it's not official, because there's nothing official yet, Valentina might throw her name in there.
I get what you're saying. To go up, if she gets the dub, I get what you're saying. To go up
Yeah,
right away.
it's not. Trust me, they're not in any fucking rush to throw on a women's bantamweight title fight on. Like, there's no rush for that.
I agree. I don't think it'll hold too much value if she did it that way. I think she's got to take it from someone. But either way, what other fights you got?
We got my boy Cheaty Bang Bang and Jaquani taking on Michael Olashechek at UFC Singapore, August 26th.
I'm
I think
fucking
this is going
pumped
to
for
be a
that fight.
fucking banger because
Fuck yeah.
Michael isn't going to want to wrestle. So it's going to be your standard striker versus striker. And I think that's Cheaty's wheelhouse. I think this is going to be a fun-ass fight.
Yeah, I am
That was
fucking
smart.
pumped. When I seen this one, I was literally said, fuck yeah. I am super excited for this fight. That shit is going to be a banger. That card's shaping up pretty good.
Yeah, there's you're actually going to have a women's flyweight fight. Oh no, I think
Which
this
fight
might be
card?
strawweight. We got Liang Na taking on JJ Aldrich.
Singapore, the Singapore card on August 26th. Yeah,
Yep.
Na versus Aldrich.
Yep.
Aldrich, yeah.
Yep. And then we have Mizuki Inoue taking on Hannah Goldie at UFC Vegas 79, September 23rd. Brady Highstand is taking on Damon Blackshear at UFC Vegas 78, August 12th. My boy Don't Blink, Kai Kara France, is taking on Manel Kopp, UFC 93, September 9th. That is going to be
the third
another
time that fight
fucking
got
banger.
scheduled?
Huh?
Is that a reschedule?
No.
I thought that fight already got canceled.
Dude, Kai just fought like a month ago.
I thought he was supposed to fight Manuel first. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that's going to be a banger fight.
Is the only person that he hasn't had fights, or he's had fights canceled.
It is going to be a good ass fight. That is definitely going to be a good ass fight. It's no surprise it's on pay-per-view. I wouldn't be surprised if it's on the main card.
Speaking of good fights, we've got Rose Namajunas making her return at UFC Paris on September 2nd, and she's going to be taking on Manon Fior. Good luck, Rose. I wish you the absolute best of luck. You're going to need it. I think Manon's going to embarrass her.
Good luck, Rose, but I'll be betting against you.
She's going to have to bring her A game. There's no doubt about that, just from her past.
She's going to have to bring crazy ass boyfriend in the ring with her and let him actually fight for her this time.
Yeah, but they're not fighting in a playground. They're actually fighting in a ring.
Yeah, she's going to get beat up. I don't
I don't understand why she's going up to flyweight. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. Maybe she's just tired of the same shit. I don't know. Maybe the weight cut could be getting hard. I don't know.
Dude, she's tiny. What? I don't think she cuts that much weight, dude. She's tiny.
I don't know. I feel bad for Rose, man. I don't want to go off on a tangent. Have you ever seen her interviews with Ariel?
I have. I stopped watching Ariel, to be honest.
Yeah, I kind of did too because he's always fucking on his high horse. But have you actually seen like how he sits up front on the camera and she's made to stand in the background? And then like it gets to a point where Ariel has to ask, like, am I talking to you or to her? Am I asking you a question or her a question? Like, it's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, we can talk about this another time. We have another banger for UFC Singapore. Tyler Santos versus Aaron Blanchfield.
Y'all see that Brianna Frost in this bitch? God damn, she over here throwing her shit back.
Yo, show some respect. Bree's my girl. All right. She's awesome. Show her some respect.
Is she trying to speak? She can come up.
Show her respect by supporting her only.
Just stop. Andrew,
I invited her. We'll see if she comes up.
Bree, you're always welcome to a mic if you want. You're awesome in my book. You know that, girl. Yeah, we got Tyler Santos versus Aaron Blanchfield for UFC Singapore. I'm super actually really excited for that fight. That's going to be your contender fight for the title.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I know that Blanchfield is actually super underrated because she gets it done, but I still think Talia fucking dominates that fight, man. I really do. And I'm happy about it.
See, I don't know what to think because I thought Erin Blanchfield was this massively overrated chick, and I thought Jessica was just gonna fucking show her what's up. And dude, she just walked right through her like it was nothing, bro. So I don't even know what to think anymore.
She's a hell of a contender, man.
She's a
Blanchfield's
fierce little
good.
one, bro. She's fucking nice.
She's strong. She knows what she's doing in the grappling game, which is really big in women's MMA. So especially now that we're starting to lose our real strikers, they're all just retiring. You're going to see more of the grappling jujitsu in women's MMA, in my opinion.
Yeah, it evolves, it shifts, it moves generations. Baby, what you got?
Real quick, man. I know y'all way past everything, and shit. But I just wanna backtrack real quick. So is anybody on Max Griffin?
I am.
You,
I'm on the over, and I said I would sprinkle the fight goes the distance. I'm not confident to bet Max, but I don't think Max gets finished.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, I agree.
I definitely don't think he gets finished.
a lot of other fights on this card besides Max, because that's just a dream, dude.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say who I got. Then, if anybody's on the opposite, y'all can just tell me real quick. Then I'll let y'all move on and shit. So I got Bruno Ferreira, Bonfim, Renat, Guram, the over on the Matt Griffin fight, over on the what's the fucking Demir fight, and Sean Strickland. Anybody want to disagree or it's on the opposite?
Bro,
Joe's
you
been
sure you
on the
wasn't in
no
here? I'm
Strickland.
on every one of them shits except for Sean Strickland.
Right? I was about to say that. Joe got a lot of those for sure.
I got
Yeah, this is
every one
not
of
Joe.
them shits, but I can't fuck with Sean Strickland, bro. I
All
can't
right,
do it.
all right, Joe. I see what you said, but despite how you feel about the nigga, like gun to your head, like if you had to like put $1 million on it, who you putting your money on?
A bust, bro. But did you hear why? Like, I'm not gonna kill it again, but bro, listen. Dana White got interviewed twice.
Man, let me hear this,
Twilight
man.
Zone.
Let me hear this.
He got interviewed twice, and they were giving him shit about the Costa. They were like, Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa were supposed to fight each other. Instead, Paulo Costa is going to fight Ikram Aliskerov, and Sean Strickland is going to fight Abyss Magomedov. And they're questioning, like, why would you do this? Whatever. And Dana just smiles big as hell. And he's like, wait till you see how those fights go. Then tell me that you don't understand why they got ranked opponents. Like, that's what he said, bro. I'm not fading Dana White.
Word for
I'm
word.
just not.
That's what he said. Word for word.
Almost, bro. You can go find that interview. He's sitting in the war room, bro, and he was high on them dudes. Like, okay. And then there's another spot where I think he was at a post-fight press conference where he got asked again, and he said it again, like, okay, wait and see how those fights go, then tell me I'm crazy. So to me, what everybody's gonna say you're crazy if Paulo and Sean smoke these dudes. Everybody's gonna be like, yeah, we fucking told you. So you think them dudes are about to win? Dana White, in my opinion, really believes Sean Strickland and Paulo Costa are about to lose, bro. So I'm just not fading it. I'm just not fucking with it. I'm really not. I probably won't bet Magomed, but I'm not fucking with Sean Strickland or Paulo Costa. I'm being honest. And I don't do that narrative shit, bro, but I'm doing it right now.
Fuck, man. You already seen my bets too. I'm like, fuck. Now I really yeah, I gotta look up that interview.
Bro, it'll more than double up. Just take that parlay with fucking Magomed on the other side. you'll get more than your invest, bro. You'll kill it on the return either way. But if the parlay hits, but man, I don't know. That
I
shit
think on
worries me.
those big guys that are the Brado and who's the other huge favorite? Brado's the huge
Garam.
favorite, right?
Garam.
Garam's a
Garam,
lock, bro.
Garam,
Fucking
and Burrito are the big ones. Those I just think early rounds is the way to make money off of those.
Renat is free fucking money at -200, bro. Kevin Lee ain't getting no W. That don't make no fucking sense.
Yeah, Kevin Lee wins that, he'll surprise the living shit out of me.
Yeah, you
I
ain't
might
fucking
be.
lying.
I'll be like, finally, dude, somebody from Michigan represent.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right.
Yo,
Uh,
I'm watching the Hard Knocks, the football team on the Detroit Lions. That their coach is pretty good though. I like him.
Oh yeah, our coach is all right.
this ain't no fucking NFL space. Andrew, what other fights you got?
Gay.
Just a couple more. We got Anthony Lionheart Smith rematching against Ryan Spann at UFC Singapore. I don't know why this fight was made. This is kind of weird.
Bro, it's so weird. Like, just
They both need
randomly
it.
on the Singapore card. Like, here you go. Yeah, what the fuck?
It's just it doesn't make any sense. Like Anthony
To
Smith already
fill
ran
in.
through this dude like a year ago. He embarrassed him. Like I don't know why this fight's being made, but okay, why not?
Yep.
UFC London has a fight. Jafel Filio versus Daniel Perez. I don't know either one of those guys, so I don't have anything on that one. Tatsuro Taira, who just had a last-minute fight cancellation, will turn around and fight a catchweight fight at UFC 90. He's going to be taking on Edgar Chairez. And then just announced today, UFC 78, UFC Vegas 78, August 12th has a fight. Cub Swanson and Hakeem Dawodu. I think that'll be a fun one as well.
Oh shit, that's a good
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah. Cub just doesn't say no to hard fights. I don't know why.
He likes to get in bangers. Was Henry Cejudo Cheeto Vera this week or last week?
That was last week.
Well, he fucking killed everything I seen, plus some other ones. Oh, I did get you though. James Gallagher now faces James Gonzalez at Bellator 298. He
Oh,
was
you talking
supposed.
about the MMA's third best promotion? I got you. I forgot about that one.
That's okay, bro. So I agree with Chael Sonnen, just for the record. They are going to merge, and then PFL is going to disappear, and it's all going to become Bellator. That's how you get rid of that stupid season and say, oh, we do matchmake, and we do make cards now. And then
Bro,
all
who
the
listens to
PFL
Chael
fighters.
Sonnen?
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
He said
Chael's
that. He said that Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk is gonna fight.
They are going to fight.
It's so
That's
stupid,
bullshit.
and they're gonna make so much money on that.
Oh, that's gonna be a. Whew.
So
All
much
right.
money. I mean, just money galore.
So, roster watch. Terrence Mitchell, who's facing Cameron Saman at 290, is stepping up. He's getting his UFC contract. No contender series needed. Nora Cornell, if I say it correctly, is getting her UFC contract to fight Jocelyn Edwards at the UFC Paris card. The fight hasn't been announced, but that's her scheduled UFC fight. Shed a little bit of light. Braxton Smith was on the roster watch for getting cut last week. He was also just suspended for 2 years. He popped in 3 different instances for estrogen administration of testosterone and or its procurers. The sanction was first announced June 17th. In the blog post by USADA, Smith has accepted the sanction and no fights will be overruled as a result. So That's why Braxton Smith got cut last week. Stevie Ray retired again from PFL this time. What the fuck ever.
He put on
Speaking
some
of
good fights. He put on some
speaking
really
of
good fights. Spring
PFL,
cards are good.
we're gonna move on to headlines and topics. I get them off of capmma.com because I just go there and all the headlines are there. I check it twice in the week for the headlines, and that's where we get our headlines from. PFL had a fixed fight so that they could take their UFC investment and put him ahead automatically to fight Clay Collard so that somebody will turn on the fucking TV because nobody cares about them and nobody watches since all their good athletes tested positive for steroids and can't fight no more. It's like the NBA being like, where's the All-Star team? Okay, they're suspended. Now let's play. You know, like it's the same shit happened to them. It's not their fault, I guess. Maybe. I bet they won't be fighting in California or Nevada no more, though. Isn't that where them dudes all got suspended? Anyways, nobody wants to talk about that subject. Alex Pereira gave Glover Teixeira a new motorcycle. That was pretty dope. Here's one. Tatiana Suarez confirmed that Ali Abdelaziz fighters cannot come on Ariel's show. She was on the show. Patchy Mix was sitting next to her, saying things to her to say to Ariel. Ariel's like, why won't he come on the show? This is crazy. You know he's not allowed on my show, right? And Tatiana said, yeah, I know. I have no comment. Well, you just made a comment, Tatiana. You literally just fucking made the comment. And Patchy did not come on screen. Not one fucking time the whole time. Like, it's not a silent thing. Like, them motherfuckers are not allowed on Ariel's show. It cracks me up. I don't whatever, man. We need to get a hold of Ali. I'll interview all his fighters. Fuck it. Make me famous since you hate Ariel. I don't know. Okay, I'm sure this is gonna get some reactions. So everybody, not everybody, there's some momentum that Ronda Rousey should come back and save the 145-pound division. Did,
She's
Hell
smart,
yeah.
but she's still gonna make more money in WWE.
did Ronda get
Can't
fat
blame
or something? I thought she
Nah.
never fight at
Nah.
145.
She can walk around 145. I promise you that.
Nah,
No, she didn't want to fight 145 before because Chris Cyborg still existed.
Yeah, now
Bro,
they're all gone.
I can promise you she still don't want to fight 145 because Chris Cyborg exists.
Shit.
Cyborg would beat the brakes off of Rousey, bro.
You
She would
think
beat the shit out of
Yep.
her.
Ronda Rousey's that bad?
In the
Bro,
No, she's just not
actual
a
MMA
striker.
game,
No, she's
She's
not a
just
striker.
a wrestler.
she can't take a punch. That's the truth.
yeah,
Like, she cannot take a punch. You punch
she don't
Ronda
like getting
Rousey
hit.
in the nose, it's over.
Or in the chin, cheek, eyebrow, or lips.
So
Bro,
do you want to see her come back or not?
no. Fuck that. Fuck no. Henry Cejudo started that shit, talking about he backs her to come back and save the feather. Fuck him. He's a dumbass. Here's one that'll make Andrew happy. Shavkat Rachmaninoff wants to fight KG, and KG is down to do it.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah,
See,
who's KG?
Who the fuck is KG? Dude, KG retired years ago and he played basketball. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Well,
listen,
this
bro.
isn't a basketball
Right?
space,
Michael
so you
Jordan.
should know.
Listen, bro. Michael Jordan was only number 23 when he played the game, bro. He's no fucking number now. I don't know who you're talking about no more. KG is Kelvin Gastelum, bro. I don't
Bro,
know.
you need to get out of here with that.
Bro, I don't know what you want me to say. That's what it is, man. You got to move on. You got to stay hip, youngster. You got to be on it. I don't know. You got to be with it. So I don't think that's a good fight for Shavkat. I mean, I think he probably can get the W, but man, KG probably takes him the distance. I'll say that. Like, Kelvin ain't no bitch. He probably takes him the distance.
He better be focusing on that weight cut, and then he's gonna get his ass kicked.
So he's been losing that weight for a little while, according to the interview.
He
Like,
better.
well, he was just fat to make the bigger weight cut. It wasn't like he got bigger. He just got fatter. All he's got to do is go get less fatter. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole when I say that. I mean, just like he was more in shape to fight down at 170. Then he was less in shape, it looks like, to fight at 185. So just go get back in shape. I don't,
Well,
you
he's
know.
got above that. He had problems and missed weight. That's the reason why he got thrown up there in the middleweight division. So I mean, he better come in with a freaking amazing camp with an amazing dietitian, and to take on somebody who's got a possible, or definitely going to get a title shot
He should
in
ask
his
Hamzat for a
future.
dietitian's number.
They don't have phones in the areas where he gets his dietitian.
All right, what else did I plop down here? UFC says, all right, what are the chances Chael Sonnen nailed it and the merger will be between PFL and Bellator, and PFL goes away, and the UFC and Bellator are now on ESPN. I say this, and I know Chael says a lot of shit, but when he said that, I'm like, okay, if you look at the format of what PFL needs to do, they need to maintain, they have a Grand Prix, call it a season, call it whatever you want. It's a fucking Grand Prix, right? So they have a Grand Prix and they need to bring in belts. So are you going to buy Bellator and introduce a bunch of PFL champions that carry and hold the belts? No, that doesn't make sense. What would make sense is you would bring in all the PFL guys and they would all start to fight for those Bellator championships in divisions that are already structured with rankings that already exist. And then you can take, you actually would come out ahead because you wouldn't have to take a bunch of guys that nobody knows or not as many guys as nobody knows to make your season, because Bellator already fills Grand Prix. They do it all the time. Maybe not the greatest of talent as far as like top tier, second tier, third tier, maybe not, all top guys, but a lot of name value, a lot of name value. So I actually think there's a fair chance that it all becomes Bellator. Andrew, I know you're the PFL guy, and I'm not actually being a hater. This wasn't my thought. It makes a lot of sense. What do you think about that? Are you fucking protesting me?
No, dude, I stepped away from my phone. I'm sorry. What were you talking about?
Oh, you're a dick, bro. So I think that Chael may have fucking nailed it, and it just makes sense that PFL would become Bellator. The divisions are there, the Grand Prix are there, everything is there. Why would
You talking
Bellator?
about changing the branding over to Bellator?
Yeah, if they merge, one's got to become the other, right?
Well, no, I don't want that though, because Bellator that's the reason why I don't like Bellator, is because I don't like their branding and I don't like their marketing and I don't like their production. Those are the
So you
reasons why I
want
do enjoy
PFL to run the
PFL.
show?
Yeah, that's why I like watching it.
So if they so as soon
Yes.
as they merge, you want them to run the PFL idea moving
Yeah.
forward. Do you
So
think
what I was
that
saying when
can
you
actually
walked,
compete?
what I was saying when you walked away is, it doesn't make sense if they merge that PFL is going to have a heavyweight division now, a light heavyweight division now, a middleweight division now. They're going to create all these new divisions for all these new belts to have these inaugural championships and put on these cards. That doesn't make sense. What does make sense is all the PFL fighters are now in the Bellator rankings. They are now fighting for Bellator titles. And you can call it a league, but it's a fucking Grand Prix. Bellator already has $1 million Grand Prix. They had $1 million Grand Prix way before PFL had $1 million Grand Prix. So, like
Right, but
they
who's
just the
buying who?
season is so
Doesn't matter who
PFL is
buys it,
trying
it's
to
who's going to run
raise
it.
wait. So the way that I have heard the verbiage in the places that I have heard it are that PFL has been trying to raise money. Okay, they're trying to raise 280 million. I told you guys 280 million dollars that I seen it. And then like 3 weeks later, Dana White on the fucking press conference said they're trying to raise 280 million dollars. So the thought is because Bellator's, bro, they make less than $30 million profit a year. Like, I don't know how they could be valued at much more money. Like a couple years ago, they made fucking $10.2 million on the entire year. So, like, I don't know how much they could be worth. But the thought is that they're trying to acquire Bellator. They don't need Bellator's fighters to come fight in the PFL. What they need is a way to restructure so that they can have cards for Francis and Jake and Kayla and all these other people who are no longer going to be in their Grand Prix season, whatever. It's not a season, it's a fucking Grand Prix tournament. I mean, that's what it is. So I don't know. I think I really think it could all become Bellator. I really do. And I think it's a good move. And then Bellator is also on ESPN.
I
Well,
would.
and they're having that problem in PFL where they got a lot of, the rematches and they're making kind of stupid fights sometimes. So it makes sense to build that roster, but then go with the Bellator narrative of right back to possibly pay-per-views and stuff like that.
So if you're asking me my opinion on that, yeah, I just think that's a silly idea. And even if they are like doing it to raise money because they need help to, keep the brand alive, I mean, if you're
They
really,
need help.
if
They need
you're
a lot of
selling
money to a guy that ain't fighting in 2023.
if you're selling like the naming or not the naming rights, but like the majority of ownership to where they have the say and then it does become Bellator, it's just, I'm not, I mean, I'll still watch it, but I won't be thrilled. Let's just say
So
that.
Bellator's president, Scott Coker, when he was asked about it, he kind of skirted around it a little bit. And he said that Viacom was looking for a partner. That's what he actually said. We are looking for a partner. That was the first thing he said. Then whoever it is, Born or whoever, it's not Born, but whoever the guy is over at fucking what is his name? Ray Staffo? Is that the guy over at PFL? Then he said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we're trying to raise money to buy them or to do something with them." He had some funny verbiage too. So then they went back to Scott Coker, and Scott Coker said, yeah, kind of." Like he wouldn't say buy, and I know that he may just be trying to hide it like Dana did, but he initially admitted it when he said Viacom is looking for a partner for Bellator. So like, I don't know, man. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I just don't see how the PFL. So you're going to have a professional fight league champion, but then you'll also have a professional fight league champion. Because Francis Ngannou with no belt is worth nothing. I'm not being an asshole. Francis Ngannou fighting for no belt, bro, it doesn't really sell.
So how about this then? Say they take over. Why do they necessarily have to like full on merge? Why can't they just co-own or coexist with each other and still just be separate brands?
Because then Bellator couldn't be on ESPN.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah, but how much longer do they even have that contract for? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many unknowns with this shit. Like, all we can do is speculate at this point.
Hey, fellas, has
Of
it
course,
No,
it's business.
PFL just recently got a new ESPN deal. I'm pretty sure they signed a new one right before the UFC did, actually.
As long as all these other
ESPN.
organizations are trying to get into the pay-per-view business, they're going to die. Strikeforce was successful because they sold tickets. You know, you start paying people millions of dollars and relying on pay-per-view, you can't make money. UFC will just counter program you. They don't have to do anything. They don't even have to put on a pay-per-view. They'll put on a good free main card the same time as their pay-per-view, and they're going to destroy it. It'll be destroyed. They're never going to recover from paying Ngannou, and I bet they never live up to their contract. This is probably going to close it down. The same as Affliction did what happened with was it Affliction bringing over Fedor or whatever it was, and that pay-per-view fell through because someone tested.
I forget the
What was it?
fighters, but I
Yeah,
know who you're talking
it's
about. Wasn't Josh Barnett
yeah, it was
supposed to be on
Barnett.
that
Yeah,
card?
yeah. Fucked up the whole thing.
Yep.
They cannot pay millions of dollars expecting to sell even 500,000 pay-per-views. There's no way they can recover that money. That's all money that's going to have to come from investors or selling tickets. And I want to see Ngannou fight, but if they counter program the hell out of that card with a UFC card, I mean, honestly, what are you guys going to watch? I'm not paying Bellator pay-per-view. I wouldn't even know how to find it, to be honest. The UFC is just on the UFC Fight Pass. It's easy for everyone to find. How do you get a Bellator pay-per-view? Who the fuck knows? This is going to be the end of PFL, I think.
So Paramount plus Showtime. So like that. So that's the other thing about it, right? If Bellator leaves to go with PFL, they leave the Paramount Plus app. Bellator is now on the Showtime app, and for $1 extra, they are on your fucking Paramount Plus app now. So like, what? Like the PFL is, I don't know. I guess, but it's you get Paramount or you get ESPN. Now that I say it out loud, they wouldn't let you keep both, so it would have to be one or the other.
And then you buy the
I don't know.
pay-per-view through the app, do you?
Yeah. Just like that's not how the UFC app works for you either, right?
We just buy the UFC through Fight Pass.
Yeah, and then okay, so you just buy the pay-per-views through that.
Yeah.
So we buy the pay-per-views through ESPN Plus. We get everything you get on Fight Pass, but we watch the UFC cards on ESPN Plus.
But PFL, what platform do they have for pay-per-views? Do they have one?
ESPN Plus.
Yeah, they're on ESPN as well over there. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, here's my thing, right? Like, so if you were even to charge $100, which is probably really steep, so like, don't bitch about the price, right? But if you were to sell at $100 and you were to sell 1,000,000 pay-per-views, you brought in $100 million. There's no way they sell 1,000,000 pay-per-views. So like, let's try to see how close can they get to that? Francis Ngannou for no belt worth versus whoever you have. Yeah, against fucking who knows, right? So then you got Jake Paul, who's with your company. So maybe the card goes Francis Ngannou versus whoever, Jake Paul co-mains versus whoever, Kayla Harrison feature versus whoever. All these fighters are supposed to get a share. I don't see all of them headlining and it selling, even with the rest of PFL's best guys. I don't think it sells more than 100,000, 150,000.
That's a great point, and this is the issue: is the pay-per-view points don't even kick in until you hit 200,000. So they only get pay-per-view points after the first 200,000 buys. So if you're not even getting to that, how do you pay the fighters? You know, they're giving him a guaranteed 8 million or whatever the rumor is. So that's before
Then
pay-per-view buys. It
maybe
doesn't matter
they'll add on
what
some
they get.
slaps. And they'll have slap competition, and then it'll sell like hotcakes.
I mean, so realistically, the pay-per-view would probably sell for 65 or 75 bucks. Call it 75 bucks. Let's say they do 350,000 buys, so they make $26 million. You're giving Francis Ngannou's partner, or, you know, his dance partner, a guaranteed $2 million. So then, guaranteed Francis is getting 4 for his fight, right? Like, there's no way he's not getting double. So Francis is getting 4. So now you're down to $20 million. Jake Paul is going to take a big chunk. I don't care what anybody says. Jake Paul's coming in at least what Francis is coming in, right? So then they'll find some name value for him. Now you're down to $17 million. Kayla Harrison comes in. Clay Collards comes in. Like, by the time you add it all up, the most profitable thing they will ever fucking do will make them $10 million. They're $500 million in the hole. Like, I don't see it for them. They have to switch over to having cards all the time. They need to be selling. They need to be giving ESPN enough shows to make some real money from ESPN. PFL needs to be able to put on 40 fucking shows a year. They need to run their tournament. They need to do a lot more to try and compete. And by the time they get there, if they push it that far, they're going to be $1 billion in the fucking hole. Like, I just don't see it. I don't understand how they'll sustain very much longer.
And that's why Dana would rather them pay 8 million rather than Dana pay 5, to be honest, because that's that company probably going to be out of business. They're
Well, and
probably
if
more
they
upset
are
about
paying
losing
Francis
Burgos.
8 million, if it is Francis 8 million, if it is that, right? So on 26 million, because that's what I figure, 350,000 buys at $75 a piece, right? That's probably being pretty realistic. Francis and his partner take 10 before points. That's before points. It's rumored that Francis is getting 8 guaranteed before points. So that's 10. Jake Paul and his partner. I don't see how Jake goes in for less than what Francis gets, but even if he does half, him and his partner are 5. So you're down to 11 million bucks. You still ain't paid Kayla Harrison or any of your undercard that you are fighter union friendly. You're not going to get away with paying people $3,000 on that card because it's going to be on the main fucking spotlight. So, and they just did pay someone $3,000, 2 people actually. So,
Back to back weeks.
yeah. So, like, yeah, the money is not fucking there for them to sustain this model where they're giving all this shit away. People give the UFC a lot of shit, man, but if you do a little bit of math on the UFC, right? Everybody's like, they get $1 billion fucking dollars, right? I started thinking about that shit. And I'm not like trying to be a super duper fucking company man, right? I'm just saying, you take $1.5 billion, okay, and you divide it by 7. So you get like $214 million a year, right? Then you take your $214 million a year and you divide it by 42. So now it's $5 million a card. That's what the UFC makes to put on a card on ESPN. About 5 million bucks. That's not, let's keep in mind the UFC doesn't get a piece of the pay-per-views. They got to pay out on pieces of the pay-per-views, but they don't get a piece of the pay-per-view. They don't get any of that. They get $5 million a card. They build the PIs. They do all the marketing. They give us all these badass websites with the rankings and the fucking scorecards and all this other shit. They give us post-fight press
Marketing.
conferences. They give us a bunch of shit. They get $5 million a card. So even if they bring in a gate, $3 million, they made $8 million a card. Bro, I know they're only accredited with paying 20%, but if you take the $5 million and the gate and you go back a couple pay-per-views and look at what them top guys made, they're giving away a lot more than 20% right now. Like, they're giving away a lot more than 20%. I don't know. The PFL is not going to consistently make $5 million a card for 42 cards a year with what they do now. It'll never fucking happen. It'll never happen. I don't know. I just kind of went on a rant there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sad now. I'm gonna go call my psychiatrist, and I'll see you guys next week.
You out of here, Rhino?
Yeah, had a good night with you guys. We went over the card pretty quick. Sounds like it sucks. We'll have a great time this weekend, though. Take it easy,
Yeah.
guys.
Hey, listen, I'm going to do the space next week from Vegas. I carved out the evening in
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah,
Yep.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll be out there, but we're going to fucking do the space anyway. I'll have it all wrote down in a notebook and
Well, and
do
I'll
my
do
best.
my well. We have the Friday space, and then we also have Saturday. I'll do my weigh-in review after watching it on Friday, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we got Lucas Alexander to open up the Friday space, UFC fighter. We're going to do an interview, so see if you can make that for sure.
Yeah, definitely try to tune in for that. Ask a few questions.
I'll see you. I'll talk to you soon, Rhino.
All right, good night, boys.
Later.
And Gail.
All right, Joe, you got the UFC's dick out of your mouth now? You good?
Yeah, fuck off.
You get it out of you?
All right. The ESPYs. The ESPYs Fighter of the Year nominees were John Jones, Leon Edwards, Islam Makhachev, Amanda Nunes, and John Jones won it. How you guys feel about that?
They won what?
They were nominated for Fighter of the Year. Edwards, Makhachev, Nunes, Jones, and Jones won Fighter of the Year with just one fight.
I mean, does that shock you?
I think Bisping was mad about it. No, I think he wanted Israel to be that whatever.
Yeah, he was bitching Israel didn't get nominated, and then so was like DC and fucking RC. Like, I don't know what they want. So the funny thing is, with one fight, Jones also got nominated for Comeback Athlete of the Year.
Definitely that. He deserves that for sure.
Yeah, he was up against Jamal Murray of the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, that's a good one though.
Alyssa Thomas, WNBA, and Justin Verlander, Cy Young AL Player of the Year. So, yeah, I don't know if he got that one or not. It didn't say in the article I read. It just said he was also nominated, so I assume he didn't win. But yeah, I mean, he's John fucking Jones. What do you want? I don't know what else to say about that. Islam probably should have got it. He beat Volk, right? Last
Yeah, but
year.
you want to know why he didn't get it? Like, you really want to know why?
Sure.
Because no one likes him, bro.
Yeah, that's real life.
We're talking about what awards did you say?
The
People's
ESPY
Award.
Awards.
Yeah,
The
the
ESPY
ESPY Awards. That's like as American as it gets. That's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm not disagreeing with you at all.
Did Islam fight twice this year?
Last year, yeah, didn't because he beat Volk, right?
No, Volk was this year, wasn't it?
He beat Charles and Volk.
In the same
Last
year, though?
year.
Nah, I think he might have fought Volk this year in the beginning. Not too sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could look it up, but I fucking hate that. All right, I'm looking it up. God damn it. It only take me a second. All right, Volkanovski fought Islam and oh yeah, February 2023. So yeah, I guess I was wrong. Who did Islam fight last year? He fought Charles. He fought Bobby Green. Yeah, no, that's not fighter of the year material. Sorry. What else do I got? I'm getting pretty close to the end here. Zuckerberg, Musk,
No, skip.
Sun
No.
and lied. Musk did agree to train with GSP. U.S. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen challenged the general president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters, Sean O'Brien, to a mixed martial arts fight. All the profits go to charity. What the fuck, man? Everybody's a fighter now. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say about that?
Yo, I don't.
Nothing. You're supposed to skip this topic because we're giving this shit notoriety.
This
Wait,
is a fight space, motherfucker. People are fighting.
I don't do gimmick fights. I don't do gimmick fights. Come on.
I mean, I do. I'll go watch Mike Tyson fight Ray Jones again, man. Fuck y'all. I don't care what y'all say. Last thing I got is from Andy Hickey MMA. If you guys don't know who he is, type him in at ANDYHICKEY MMA. Andy Hickey MMA. He's a good follow. Fucking super enthusiast. I think he's over in Ireland. He does all types of crazy posts, like MMA fact posts. And I check his page all the time. We use his topics from now and then. So he did a post. It was Ilia Topuria showcased the highest level of MMA being produced by Georgia, Spain last night. I used a calculation based on the rankings to power rank the best performing nations in the UFC. So basically what he did is he went through and every fighter that was ranked in the UFC rankings, if you're number 15, you got 1 point. If you're number 2, you got 14 points. That's how power rankings are done. So by power rankings, the top countries in the UFC right now in this order are the US, Brazil, Russia, Mexico, Australia, England, Georgia, China, what the fuck, Sweden, Nigeria, and then after them, the 10 to 15 are France, Jamaica, New Zealand, Kyrgyzstan, and the Czech Republic. He did note that Aljamain Sterling is rostered as a Jamaican and as an American. Yeah, I was surprised that, I don't know, I guess I shouldn't say surprised, but man, that's I am surprised at that China is in the top 10 when you're looking at country by country for fighters in the UFC in any type of power ranking. And I was also surprised that Sweden is there too, to be honest. But I'm sure there's some great gym in Sweden that I'm not thinking of. And fuck, they'll keep throwing enough Chinese fighters at the top 15. A bunch of them are bound to stick, right? I don't know. Well, that topic didn't fucking go off well, so fuck you guys. And I don't know what to say then. That's all I got, guys. That's it for me for tonight. Next week I am going to do the show live from Vegas. So, I mean, I do it live obviously every week, but I'm going to do it from Vegas. I won't miss a beat on it. The shit will all be written down in the handbook, so you'll probably hear pages flipping and everything else. And my bets will be pretty much non-existent because betting when you're in Vegas fucking sucks. Yeah, I know that doesn't make sense, but Andrew lives there. He'll tell you all about it. It's fucking horrible. I go there. The MGM app is a different app. The Michigan app won't even work in Vegas. It's a shit show. Then if I bet at the sports books, the fucking line is forever and a day long to get your money at the end. But I leave at 6 in the morning the next day, so my bets will probably be basically non-existent next week. But I'll still try to get in my picks and do the whole fucking deal. Anybody got anything they want to say before we get out of here? Dead picks, you still there, bro? Yeah, I figured he asked out a little bit ago. We're out of here, boys. Have a good one.